All right, y'all. Woo! Infinity TV, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm your host, Chantel. Better known as Miss Recycle. When you are officially on the Wake Up and Smell the Coffee show, this is part two regarding the dragon eggs. Okay, this one is Dragon Guardians of the Golden Apple. Okay, now when y'all hear this, I want y'all to think of the Big Apple. I want y'all to think of Minneapolis. I want y'all to think of knowledge, teachers. Oh, the forbidden fruit. Okay? The apple. Pay attention.
Dragon Guardians of the Golden Apple.
Listen.
Published by Ascension Glossary. The Celtic Church Christos Dragon Templars served as planetary grid keepers and were aware that the Albion light body contained the Edenic coding of Avalon, as well as many wisdom teachings from the Emerald Founder records that were held in geomantic features represented as the silver branches that contain the golden apple. The golden apple is imbued in the language of living knowledge that is the universal language of interconnected energy relationships that are encoded into every molecule, present within every atom, and found in every element in the matter world. The tree of knowledge that contained the sacred language of the living knowledge held in the golden apple was protected by the benevolent dragon guardians, which has been the theme woven throughout Irish, Celtic, Norse, and Greek folklore. Avalon is the signature of the Amethyst Order's powerful universal gate system of 11D Avion that is located in the cradle of Lyra. The golden apple held the immense power of sacred wisdom and holy truths recorded in beautiful celestial music and light language which could only be disseminated and embodied by those of a pure and sacred crystal heart. Thus, acquiring this esoteric knowledge became known as the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge, which is further worshipped by the Luciferians. The awareness of the golden apple is the basis of the Genesis chapter, which relays the account of Eve tempted by the serpent to eat the forbidden fruit and thus bring on the fall of humanity. Golden apples are essentially the spiritual insights that come as a natural part of spiritual ascension and consciousness expansion, by being exposed to the knowledge of truth and digesting its contents. It is the way human beings evolve and grow by assimilating life experiences through Gnostic revelation, by acquiring the wisdom that occurs when remembering these experiences accumulated from all of our lifetimes. The golden apple was the perfected symbol of the Earth's morphogenic field as a celestial mirror to the cosmological pattern of stars in the heavens. When our planet was invaded, the magnetic field was distorted into reversal patterns, which Guardians have referred to as the poisoned apple.
The poison apple.
Whenever we have evolved towards the state of alignment with the Avalon or 11D Rod and Staff King Arthur and Guinevere's hierogamic consciousness, in effect we are given the opportunity to take a bite of the golden apple, and this is a grid feature as well as a way to describe acquiring truth and wisdom on the path of Gnosis. The golden apple is made of solar consciousness. It is similar to ingesting the living rays of the sparkling white golden sunlight to assimilate the intelligence held within its living light streams. When we meet a guardian dragon who gives us permission to eat the golden apple of the solar light, we are catapulted into the many dimensions of the cosmic Christos dragon teachings. We begin to inherently understand or directly experience Kundalini in the inner grail, the activation of light body to perceive the planetary grid system and beyond, which further awakens the solar dragon consciousness slumbering in the earth. We have learned that the Draco constellation Thuban star patterns made upon the planetary grid network were being distorted into the poisoned apple magnetic reversal networks, being generated by the Alpha Draconis and Orion group. The reversal current, cloned identities, Metatronic and black magic coding for spreading Satanism through SRA was their ongoing agenda to extract solar consciousness intelligence streams of the Diamond Sun Founder records that are found in the golden apples recorded throughout the Albion light body. As Thuban and Draco constellation are being reclaimed for the cosmic dragon mother of our universal system, our planet is undergoing intense shifts, changing the electron and proton spins that form electromagnetism in order to eradicate the poison apple network and its false magnetism configurations that have shrouded humanity in the shadows of lunar spiritual oppression for thousands of years. We have learned that the Draco constellation Thuban star patterns made upon the planetary grid network were being distorted into the poisoned apple magnetic reversal networks, being generated by the Alpha Draconis and Orion group. The reversal current, cloned identities, Metatronic and black magic coding for spreading Satanism through SRA was their ongoing agenda to extract solar consciousness intelligence streams of the Diamond Sun Founder records that are found in the golden apples recorded throughout the Albion light body.
Did y'all hear that?
References.
Apple bottom jeans with the skirt. Is that what Nelly could have been pertaining to? What? They know way more than they say they know, and they know way more than we do, okay? Now, I'm going to read y'all this. Ooh, excuse me. Listen, y'all. They said the reversal current cloned identities. This will be after the SRA, all right? Okay, from the poison apple, magnetic reversal networks being generated by the Alpha Draconians and Orion groups. The reversal current clone identities, Metatronic, and black magic coding for spreading Satanism through SRA, Sexual Ritual Act, was their ongoing agenda to extract solar consciousness intelligence streams of the Diamond Sun founder records that are found in the golden apples recorded throughout the Albion light body. So could it be that our Diamond Sun founder records is in the rectum? Wow. So they steal their powers when they do that. Wow. I'm blown away. Now, I was always taught that act does shift paradigms, right? Now I understand why they say that. Wow. So that ritual basically gives them your power. That is the reversal current clone identities, Metatronic, and black magic coding for spreading Satanism through SRA was their ongoing agenda to extract solar consciousness intelligence streams. Solar consciousness intelligence streams of the Diamond Sun founder records that are found in the golden apples recorded throughout the Albion light body. Okay, I'm about to click on Diamond Sun founder records so that you guys can hear what that is, because that's basically where they're saying the records are held in your rectum, and this is why they do this ritual to extract your records from you, your memories, this is why people become schizophrenic. This is why mental illness kicks in. This is why they come in with the flashing light, like on your camera, the flash with the Men in Black, and wipe out your memory. And we wiping out our own memory, taking pictures of ourselves. Woo, baby, I can't make this up if I wanted to. Woo, let's go. Diamond Sun founder records. Come on, y'all. We about to get to the bottom of this. Let's go. Let's go.
Emerald Founder Records. Published by Ascension Glossary. Abbreviation. CDT stands for Cloistered Doratora. This refers to a section of 12 holographic disc records made of selenite quartz crystals that were created in Sirius B that contain the evolutionary history of life throughout the universal time matrix and was originally sourced from the great cosmic hall of records and the Mahabharata teachings of the universal Melchizedek lineages of the cosmic crystals. The founder records are also referred to as the Emerald Covenant CDT holographic plates, which originally belonged to all of the human 12 tribes and were the principal spiritual teachings that were commonly understood during the Lemurian and early Atlantean timelines. Each holographic disc was protected and administered to by an assigned Magi Grail king on the earth, who acted as the main guardian of the planetary stargate of his tribe. The Emerald Founder records contained explicit knowledge about the origins, genetics, and purpose of the human race, which included historical timeline accounts of galactic history considered to be the divine birthright of all angelic humans. This data was compiled upon a master copy of 12 holographic discs and were known as the original Emerald Founder records, which contained the basis for describing the consciousness mechanics of reality, manifestation, and the unification of all expressions with the eternal, loving, one God source. The Emerald Founder records included explicit ancient wisdom teachings on the unifying principles of the cosmic sovereign law of one, in which humans were directly taught how to spiritually activate their light body through consciousness training methods, so they could achieve full liberation as a cosmic Christos.
Wow.
The content held in these holographic discs was being protected by the founder guardians in an ancient genetic library that exists outside of time and that was being preserved on the Earth's behalf, until more of the humans on the Earth could awaken to remember who they really are. This was designed as a fail-safe protective mechanism put in place during the Covenant of Poliador, the guardian host's plan for the reclamation of Christo's mission. Until the Earth underwent the ascension cycle and reached the threshold in which the crystalline grid was able to hold the highest Christos frequency in the intelligent coding that was contained in these disks, the Emerald founders assigned members of the Syrian High Council to guard and preserve the sacred wisdom in these holy records for the future benefit of the Earth. Thus, those assembled in the Syrian High Council that were primarily in the universal Christos lineages of the Emerald Order and Blue Flame Melchizedeks were acting as the primary archivists of Earth's vast genetic library and timeline history, through the Gnostic process of their own consciousness embodiment. Archivists are responsible for assembling, cataloging, preserving, and managing valuable collections of historical information. In this case, they were also responsible for mapping out the DNA code that functions as the genetic library for all creations throughout the 12 organic timelines.
Librarians.
This data was compiled upon a master copy of 12 holographic discs and were known as the original Emerald Founder Records, which contained the basis for describing the consciousness mechanics of reality, manifestation, and the unification of all expressions with the eternal, loving, one God source. These discs include extremely advanced technological information about the planetary Templar stargates, ley lines, the spiritual science texts and schematics that are outlined in the Law of One Consciousness Freedom teachings that unify sacred sciences with spirituality. The founder records are also referred to as the Emerald Covenant CDT holographic plates, which originally belonged to all of the human 12 tribes and were the principal spiritual teachings that were commonly understood during the Lemurian and early Atlantean timelines. Each holographic disc was protected and administered to by an assigned Magi Grail king on the Earth, who acted as the main guardian of the planetary stargate of his tribe. The Magi Grail king assigned spiritually trained members of the Essene tribes as keepers of the Law of One Knowledge, to carry this sacred wisdom through multiple timelines and to protect related information for access during a later time cycle.
Somebody sold us
Stolen
out.
founder records. Approximately 22,000 Yah, Thoth led a militarized event which resulted in the Essene massacre, murdering the males and taking their sacred marriage female partners hostage for forced hybridization breeding on Nibiru. Thoth stole the CDT plate that was in their possession, and from this stolen work he wrote down the information that would later become the basis of the teachings of Hermeticism in the Emerald Tablets. Thus, in human hidden history, this is the trigger timeline event that changed the future of human evolution, informing the controlled beliefs in Luciferian elitism around Hermeticism, esoteric Kabbalah, mystery schools, and the secret societies. These secret societies were originally formed by the Luciferian Knights Templar and were ultimately designed to hide the ancient sacred knowledge of humanity's true origins from the common people, in order to root them into the guardrails of superstitions, ignorance, and organized religion.
Y'all hear that?
See Emerald Tablet and Atlantean Solar Dragon Queen Merida. 12 Essene Tribes. The Emerald Founder records reveal that there are 12 Essene tribes which make up the entirety of the collective human gene pool, or are the descendants of universal tribal shield that has been originally incarnated onto this planet from the future timelines of Terra. Each of the 12 tribes are genetically key-coded to their demographic planetary gate's location into that planetary dimensional sphere and its ley line network. When we incarnate onto the planet, we have genetic time codes in our DNA related to the planetary gate's dimensional system that is a part of our main human tribal identity. We activate our human tribal identity personal planetary keys when we activate our inner Christos by running the 12D ray, stringing 144 harmonics throughout our light body, otherwise called the 12D shield. That identity has had many lifetimes that have participated with the consciousness evolution cycles of assembling DNA codes in the angelic human root races evolving throughout the solar system. The original 12 Essene tribes were seated on the Earth as a part of the evolution plan that was the result of the Covenant of Poliador, to rescue the lost souls of Terra, making it easier to reclaim these identities when the stargates finally opened during the end of the ascension cycle. Genetic Library Source Code. In essence, the holographic discs contain the entire genetic source code and blueprint architecture library for the Diamond Sun template, including the schematics of the multidimensional planetary body layers is generated from the original Emerald Founder creators. In addition to the ancient wisdom revealed in the unifying principles of the cosmic sovereign laws, the holographic discs also contain the complete book of maps and genetic keys that are necessary to gain full access into the universal 12-tree grid holographic matrix from within the Gruel points of the planetary Stargate system. Access to Diamond Sun body templates and specific details about planetary Stargate quantum mechanics are highly coveted by the knob controlling groups because they believe it is their ticket to ride on out of this universal time matrix.
Quantum mechanics.
War over holographic discs. Thus, the sacred knowledge included in all 12 of these holographic discs, the ascension mechanics that describe the unity principles of the Law of One, have been violently fought over by many negative intruding groups. These Now groups competing for Earth domination have repeatedly sought to either control humans as puppets for carrying out their agendas or massacre the Magi priest kings and their human tribe team members. Lightworker persecution memories include being hunted down as a part of the Christos family mission and remembering lifetimes in the 12 tribe Essene lineages that have currently incarnated during the ascension cycle as indigos.
Like the
The Na
Avatar when
seek
they
to
was
gain
hopping
full
from tree
domination
to
of Earth and
tree,
beyond through gaining unrestrained
trying to get
access to
away.
all of the Emerald Founder
I can
records,
see that.
ancient builder technology, and all related sacred knowledge that is ultimately the divine birthright of every angelic human being. Reclaiming human history. Guardians regained access to the hibernation zone that held the overview of the AI holograms used to project founder creator code into false timelines, false holograms that used usurped Emerald Order DNA, which was taken during the Thothian hijack that led to the Essene massacre and breeding programs for alien hybridization on Nibiru.
Oh,
These Emerald tablets held codices for deconstructing all the information recorded in Emerald Sun DNA, specific to planetary staff and permanent seed atom schematics in all of the 4 planetary rounds making up the Universal Tribal Shield.
Wow.
Recently, the Emerald Order reconnaissance mission had reached a crescendo in obtaining access to quantum supercomputers used to upload Emerald Order DNA code that is then projected into computer servers and transmitted through AI, that which was used to create AI Emerald Order DNA structures throughout the Matrix, and that which allowed hijack of the planetary staff and the Mother Principal Blu-ray. Guardian teams have recovered a massive amount of hardware, in terms of the alien machinery used to power up these AI holograms that were running artificial Emerald Guardian holograms and Emerald Order DNA code projections. This was used to attempt overrides on all organic Emerald Order coding, perverting the architecture into Thothian-controlled distortions. As a result of these events, Emerald Order Universal Melchizedek's rod and staff structures are being returned to the control of the Christos founders, as the rebuilt Solar Logos Avatar Matrix and Solar Arc systems are being activated and have increased the support for the reconfiguring of the Gold Seraphim body.
Listen.
Resequencing Elasa Sun.
Elasa Sun.
The retrieval of female solar dragon parts began with the big event in Machu Picchu during the Electrical Peak Cycle 2022, which performed the major dimensional shift into 5D timelines as the astral reconstruction, followed by evictions in the underground caverns in the island of Malta and Vatican, then into the land of the 8 white horses in Wiltshire, England, and under the Holy Lakes in Bamso, Tibet, and Aral Sea, Central Asia. Guardian groups were sent into the Stargate systems of Uluru, Australia, and the Lake Titicaca networks leading into Orion's belt, and began threading the Cosmic Mother's Elation staff into Alhambra Palace, all the while intermittent showdowns with Guardian ships were taking place in and around the 11th gate of Stonehenge. For those on this part of the Christos mission, this year has been chock full of aggressive retaliation with sudden ambushes with flying beast marks and multiple skirmishes around the Emerald Founder records, and assorted pockets of red cube virtual realities with AI clones representing an assortment of fake identities on the planet. All the while the Na are attempting to run assorted global PISOPs and pandemic distractions in order to block the full restoration of the Universal Logos mind for King Arthur and Queen Guinevere inhabiting authentic Emerald Order architecture, who are destined to be seated as the crystal capstone in the Albion to announce the Golden Aeonesis.
Wow.
Thothian betrayal of 11th tribe Essenes. Once again, those Essene tribes on the ground did not realize that both Thuban Star and the 11th Stargate had been invaded as the result of the 11th tribe CDT plate being stolen along with Thoth's betrayal of the Melchizedeks until the Celtic massacres and hunting down the Melchizedeks became painfully evident. Their Christos avatar consciousness was embodying the organic crystal architecture of Emerald Dragon timekeepers in the cosmic clock of the Aeons that was covertly hidden throughout the 11D Albion lightbody network within many holographic features, such as in Malta, to be discovered later and reclaimed for the current final conflict timeline of the Christos mission.
Malta. Listen! Woo! I can't make this up, y'all. The only thing I can say is, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Tiamat come for you, bad boys? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Tiamat come for you? On that note, I'm out.